Adventist leaders amplify digital evangelism, accelerating the mission of sharing Jesus' message worldwide. United in purpose, ADRA and Pathfinders achieve a world record at the International Camporee in the United States. Andrews University marks 150 years of a powerful legacy of faith and mission. A surge of faith in Jesus Christ transforms East Central Africa with hundreds of baptisms. ADRA extends aid and compassion to victims of devastating floods in Romania. These inspiring news stories and more coming up on the ANN Retrospective Special. We start with a standout moment. The theme of the 2024 Annual Council, Call to be Faithful, emphasized the importance of unwavering faith and a renewed focus on the church's mission. Ahead of the event, the LEAD Conference, hosted at the General Conference headquarters in Maryland, USA, brought Adventist leaders together to explore key topics like leadership, education, and discipleship. A major highlight of the year was the Digital Mission Strategy, which reflects the urgency of integrating the digital world into the church's mission of spreading hope in Jesus Christ.
This year's LEAD Conference gathered the leadership of the General Conference Executive Committee, along with Adventist representatives from around the world. Held at the General Conference headquarters, the clear message was to expand the evangelistic mission rapidly and effectively through digital evangelism strategies. General Conference President, Pastor Ted Wilson, emphasized the importance of balancing the use of technology with personal follow-up, which is essential for evangelistic success.
Only through the personal follow-up and contact is an effective witness truly achieved.
Richard Stevenson, Associate Treasurer of the General Conference, introduced the Digital Mission Strategy. He highlighted that all technological and digital projects must be focused on the mission of evangelizing. This strategy was carefully designed to ensure that each action is aligned with the global I Will Go evangelism movement, which unites the church's missionary efforts.
All technology and digital projects must be focused on mission. That is non-equivocal. It's not debatable. Everything we do must be focused on I will go.
The strategy's governance structure involves committees responsible for innovation, infrastructure, and initiatives. These committees ensure that each digital project is sustainable and aligned with the church's principles. Stevenson also emphasized that digital evangelism will only be effective if it is centered on local communities, where transformation happens.
All of our digital evangelism efforts must be centered around the local church community. This is critical, and this is the foundation of our GC digital strategy.
The Digital Mission Strategy includes 7 main objectives, such as ensuring the sustainability of digital evangelistic efforts and connecting those interested with local churches. Another key point is cultural relevance, adapting digital content to the different realities and cultures around the world. The centralization of resources also promotes greater efficiency, allowing the church to use common tools to facilitate collaboration and advance the mission.
With these guidelines, the church strengthens its digital presence without losing sight of the mission that has always guided us. Through these tools, we continue to bring the message of hope in Jesus Christ to the world. Now, we will relive in an unforgettable moment from ANN in 2024, which brought together ADRA, the Adventist NGO, and hundreds of Pathfinders in a collective effort to break a world record and achieve a historic feat at the International Pathfinder Camporee in the United States.
Over 250 young people worked together to fill 6,200 backpacks with school supplies, setting a new Guinness World Record during the International Pathfinder Camporee in Gillette, Wyoming. In a joyful and collaborative environment, the backpacks, donated by ADRA, were filled with pencils, markers, pens, notepads, and other essential school materials in less than 5 minutes. The backpacks will be distributed across various regions of the United States and in several islands in the Western Pacific, such as Guam and Micronesia, located between Asia and Australia, where many children face challenges accessing educational resources. Official Guinness adjudicators were present to validate the record, and a commemorative plaque was presented, officially certifying the achievement. The young people from different parts of the world celebrated the historic milestone together. The competitive moment marked the achievement of a new record and provided an opportunity for youth and communities to unite in a noble cause, promoting the spirit of service and solidarity. This project highlights ADRA's commitment to supporting education and transforming lives, especially in underprivileged areas. For ADRA, investing in education is investing in humanity's future, ensuring that all children have access to quality school supplies, regardless of where they live.
This record is not just an entry in a book, but a symbol of the impact that the collaboration and solidarity of ADRA, the Pathfinders, and Adventist education can have on the world. Congratulations. Revisiting a powerful example of growth and dedication, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the Indian Ocean region continues to flourish through total member involvement. This global initiative mobilizes every member, church, and administrative entity to be actively engaged. Thousands of Adventists have embraced this mission.
Led by the country's Prime Minister's First Lady, Mrs. Benedette Solanandrasana, the church decided to reach out by distributing the Missionary Book of the Year, food parcels, and some clothes to the needy.
TMI, where we talk more about the method of Jesus and how he responded to the needs of those people.
Thousands went through the baptism waters as a result of this innovative way of evangelism. Due to participation in total member involvement, the union has realigned, resulting in the birth of 4 more conferences, giving us a total of 8 conferences, a sign that the church is indeed growing in this Indian Ocean island.
It's truly inspiring to see how God's church thrives when every member is actively engaged through the Total Member Involvement Initiative. When we unite in purpose, we can make a difference. 40 individuals, one voice. The Solo Gratia Chorale from the Philippines Adventist community won 4 awards, including the Grand Prix champion at the 8th Singapore International Choir Festival in Singapore.
The choir achieved several category awards, including Gold in the Folklore Open and Champions in the Music Sacra Open and Mixed Voices for 25 years and below. With a standout performance average, conductor Cyril Punet expressed gratitude for their international debut and sought prayers for health and a successful performance. The Singapore International Choir Festival, held annually since 2014, gathers choirs from around the world. This year, over 70 choirs competed, with 7 reaching the Grand Prix round, where Sola Gratia Chorale emerged as the champion. They showcased their advanced vocal skills with performances of Petrus and Pamugan, founded in 2019. The Sola Gratia Chorale from Silang, Cavite, Philippines, includes members from high school students to young professionals.
Congratulations to the choir for this award and for serving as ambassadors of God, proclaiming His grace, glory, and love through hymns and music. We will revisit the 150-year history of Andrews University. The Adventist and academic community celebrates this institution that, from its humble beginnings in Battle Creek to its global expansion, has been forming leaders and missionaries committed to transforming the world with the gospel of Jesus.
More than 150 years ago, Andrews University was founded in faith, and today we move forward in mission. When the Seventh-day Adventist Church was established in 1863, it was committed to giving a life-changing message to the world. As leaders moved forward in faith, they founded their first institution of higher education, Battle Creek College, in 1874, to educate future generations to carry forward the mission of sharing hope and healing in the world. The stated purpose of the new school was an institution where students would not only reach the highest attainments in science, but through a knowledge of God may be educated to glorify Him. After more than 25 years in Battle Creek, in 1901, the college moved by train to the Berrien Springs community in beautiful southwest Michigan, where it was renamed Emmanuel Missionary College. One of the goals was to offer more opportunities for a whole-person education, including practical experience along with classroom learning. When the seminary and graduate school based in Maryland joined the Berrien campus in 1960, EMC became Andrews University, named in honor of pioneer church scholar and missionary John Nevins Andrews. Andrews and his family had departed for service in Europe in 1874, and his dedication to academic excellence and God's mission continues to inspire the university today. From the original 110 students enrolled at Battle Creek College, Andrews University has grown into a global university, educating students from more than 100 countries, both on the Michigan campus and around the world. Today, we continue to move forward in our mission to transform students by educating them to seek knowledge and affirm faith in order to change the world. At Andrews University, we seek knowledge by pushing the boundaries of research and innovation, preparing our graduates in each field to lead with outstanding excellence. Our students learn to be careful thinkers and creative problem solvers, engaging in interactive classes that extend beyond the classroom through fieldwork, study tours, and internships. Our faculty involves students in cutting-edge scholarship that helps us better understand the universe, drives exciting discoveries, and makes a real difference in people's lives. At Andrews University, we have firm faith through committed biblical scholarship and by providing vibrant worship and service opportunities, giving our students avenues to express and deepen their faith. Each of our dedicated faculty and staff are passionate about teaching students to think biblically and love God with all their hearts and minds. With this foundation, our graduates go forth from Andrews University ready to extend God's mission through their personal and professional lives as the next generation of leaders to serve in the church and throughout the world. Finally, our students and alumni are changing the world by addressing urgent needs both globally and locally. Students engage in service and research projects where they tackle current challenges, whether through innovative building projects and engineering solutions, providing essential medical and other mental health services, through the ministry of teaching and preaching, and in many other ways. Service and mission experiences around the world provide our students with practical opportunities to share with those in need and inspire them to continue making a difference for God in the world. This is Andrews University. World changers made here.
For more than 150 years, Andrews University has been more than just a school. It's been a place where faith and mission intersect in deep and meaningful ways to change the world.
Congratulations to Andrews University, an institution that, since its founding, has left a legacy of faith and education impacting generations. Let's revisit the remarkable story of the Homecoming Impact campaign organized by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the East Central Africa region. This initiative has transformed lives, leading to hundreds of baptisms and leaving a lasting spiritual impact.
The Homecoming Impact campaign resulted in over 130,000 baptisms, with the participation of 8 out of the 11 countries in the East Central Africa region. More than 6,500 events were held over 15 days, combining community outreach and evangelism. As part of the Evangelistic Impact 2025 initiative, the campaign aimed to transform each church member into an active disciple of Christ. The campaign also included international volunteers and celebrated the 150th anniversary of Global Adventist Missions. Pastor Ted Wilson, president of the General Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, emphasized that God is preparing His church for something special.
These incredible outcomes reignite the passion for global mission work. May this uplifting news motivate us to spread the message of salvation in Jesus, inviting more people to experience His love. The Romanian Seventh-day Adventist Church and ADRA have launched a nationwide campaign to support victims of Cyclone Boris. The Hope Above the Waters project aims to restore lives in the hardest hit areas.
Romania is going through difficult times, especially the Moldavia region, which is the most affected by floods. Mrs. Anna did not want to leave the house at first, but when the water reached her waist, her son carried her on his back, and they barely made it to the cultural center to save their lives. In 2 weeks, we have the wedding. We have prepared the whole house, and now we don't even know where to start getting rid of the muck. Cyclone Boris left behind destroyed homes and lives changed forever. Over 5,000 affected households, lost human lives, thousands of people without power, shivering children and adults left with only the clothes on their backs, crying as they removed the mud from their homes. Elderly people, individuals with chronic illnesses, pregnant women, and people with disabilities have ended up sleeping in mobile camps, in cars, or with relatives in other localities. But in the midst of this tragedy, there is hope. Hope Above the Waters, a project by ADRA Romania that supports those affected by floods. ADRA is on the front line, providing immediate assistance through packages of non-perishable food, hygiene kits, water, and other necessary products. But we also need you. Every contribution matters, whether it's financial donations, clothes, food, hygiene products, construction materials, or your time as a volunteer. Together we can rebuild homes, we can provide food and clothing, but most importantly, we can restore hope. Every act of kindness makes a huge difference.
As Cyclone Boris affects Romania, the Adventist Church and ADRA rallies nationwide support. Their collection drive aims to bring swift relief to flood victims. We'll keep those affected in our prayers. Cape Verdean youth urged to shine for Jesus at historic Congress.
The Youth Congress of the Western Sahel Union Mission, held in Praia, the capital of Cape Verde, brought together over 300 young people. Pastor Paco Mokwane, Associate Youth Director of the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, delivered a powerful appeal, encouraging the youth to shine for Jesus and become agents of inspiration and transformation across all the islands and communities along the West African coast. The event was attended by church leaders and government officials, including the Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports, Carlos do Canto Monteiro, who highlighted the partnership between the Seventh-day Adventist Church and the government to address the challenges facing the youth, focusing on principles of faith and service. The Congress celebrated the graduation of 85 senior youth leaders and the baptism of 25 individuals. Reinvigorated in their faith, the youth have returned to their communities ready to spread light and hope.
The impact of the message of hope in Jesus Christ continues to resonate throughout the nation. Congratulations, young people. The Alive in Jesus curriculum is now in use in Adventist churches' Sabbath schools, filled with engaging Bible stories, interactive activities, and resources for parents and teachers. Created by the General Conference in 2024, it strengthens children's relationship with Jesus, empowering parents and leaders to be living examples of faith.
The North American Division has some exciting news. We've adopted a new children's Sabbath school curriculum, Alive in Jesus, created by the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Sabbath School Department. This curriculum is unique in its approach, focusing on equipping and empowering parents, caregivers, Sabbath school teachers, and leaders to guide children towards a vibrant relationship with Jesus. But it doesn't stop there. A key aspect is the role modeling by Alive in Jesus teachers, leaders, and parents who exhibit a passion and a love for Jesus that is so joyful that it spreads from child to child and beyond. Can you imagine a more robust form of evangelism than kid-to-kid evangelism? Just as the Bible becomes central to our lives when we abide in Jesus, so God's Word also forms the heart of the Alive in Jesus curriculum, the heart and the foundation. Alive in Jesus shows children that the truths of the Bible are unchanging and trustworthy, providing a solid foundation for their faith to blossom and grow. Mark your calendars for January 2025. That's when the new Baby Steps curriculum, designed for ages birth through 12 months, will launch in North American Seventh-day Adventist churches. And at the same time, a new beginner curriculum for ages 1 to 3 will be launched. Both age levels are centered around modeling family worship and the joy of knowing, loving, and serving Jesus, and inspiring children to #SayYesToJesus. I invite you to join us here as we unpack the various components and resources of the Alive in Jesus Children's Sabbath School curriculum. Let's explore together and see how Alive in Jesus will transform the hearts of leaders, teachers, children, and families.
Alive in Jesus is already transforming children's faith experiences, involving the whole family in the mission of knowing and teaching the love of Jesus Christ in a deep way. A new initiative impacting generations. The fourth and final session of the Seventh-day Adventist Church's Bible Convention in the Southern Asia-Pacific Territory took place at the Bakyoki Sky Hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. The convention was the last in a series aimed at enhancing spiritual growth, reinforcing foundational beliefs, and renewing ministers' commitment in the region.
The Chosen for Mission, Back to the Altar and Bible Conference, addressed spiritual and doctrinal concerns within the global Adventist Church. A 15-year study revealed troubling trends among lay members, pastors, and institutional workers, prompting the development of this conference to equip ministers to tackle these challenges. Pastor Roger Kaderma, president of the Seventh-day Adventist in the Southern Asia-Pacific region, emphasized the minister's divine calling and the responsibility to guide the congregations. The convention aimed to reach over 2,500 ministers across the field, providing ample time for deep theological study. Organizers are also considering similar events for teachers and school administrators, recognizing their vital role in teaching Adventist doctrines and theology to students.
Events like these help us keep our firm foundation rooted in the Word of God, ensuring that its principles, teachings, and values remain unchanged, even in an ever-changing world. At Ebenezer Primary School in Dominica, the new academic year began with great enthusiasm as teacher Antonia unveiled a unique project. She introduced a time capsule called Jerry, encouraging her third grade students to write down their prayer requests for the year.
On the Caribbean island of Dominica, Miss Samuel is using a clever way to teach her third grade students about prayer, a time capsule.
Last year, to begin the school year, I did something different. I saw a friend of mine introduce a time capsule, and she said that she placed different goals, dreams, desires in a box for students, and then at the end of the term, she opened the box, and then the students could testify whether some of their dreams came true.
Miss Samuel directed each of her students to write their prayer requests down, then lock them in a prayer time capsule for 1 year. Once the year was over, they could open the time capsule to see how God had answered their prayers. The students were excited about the idea, but one important detail remained.
All right, so Zane wanted to know what's the name of the box, and they said, no, Miss, can I name the time capsule? And so he decided.
I named the time capsule Jerry. Jerry the time capsule.
So we sealed Jerry up, and we've been praying for a whole school year.
After a year of waiting, the students were finally ready to see how their prayer requests had been answered.
So right now, I'm going to dig into Jerry. Anybody's ready?
Yes!
Lights, camera,
action!
All right, so open and let's see what we prayed for.
Many different prayer requests were read. The students' excitement grew as they realized God had been answering their prayers.
One student wanted to meet with his father, and he was actually able to meet with his father. One student wanted to get principal's list, and that student got principal's list, and there's one child who never got a first grade, which is 85% and up, and that child actually got that.
The students didn't only pray for themselves, they asked God to take care of their families as well.
My little cousin was very sick and I wished for her to get better.
All right, so did your little cousin get better? So I'm happy for having Jerry and having to experience Jerry the time capsule for this school year.
Ms. Samuel's students may never forget how Jerry the time capsule taught them that God answers prayers. Please pray for teachers in schools everywhere who are helping children understand the power of God.
Ebenezer School has a history of excellence since 1976. The 13th Sabbath offering provided vital support for the construction of a new building. This aid addressed the urgent need for expansion caused by overcrowding. The school continues to thrive as it looks toward a brighter future. I hope you enjoyed this multicultural experience of news of service, faith, love of neighbor, and hope from the Seventh-day Adventist Church worldwide. Present in over 200 countries, the denomination seeks to be the hands and feet of Christ through its members, leaders, administrative headquarters, institutions, and support ministries. You can access other good news by joining the official channels of the Seventh-day Adventist Church on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and also on the ANN website, adventist.news. Share your faith journey and submit prayer requests on our channels. Our team is committed to praying for you 24/7. Before I say goodbye, I leave you with the inspiring words from the book of Psalms, chapter 31, verse 24. Be strong and take heart, all you hope in the Lord. Study the Bible daily to discover other wonderful promises of hope. God willing, we will meet in the next edition of ANN. God bless you. Take care.